The taxes are
taxing.
taxes, exorbitant taxes, 0% taxation.
Fair enough.
This discussion, I think it's pretty much a continuation from the previous one, because I just realized that for 90% of that video we just talked about taxes. So I think we should kind of go a deeper level. You know what? You shot me a message there. Now it really made me think, like, what's my thoughts on taxes? Here's what I'll say, and I feel, because the thing is, I don't know what you think. Taxes are a nuisance, but are a necessary evil. That's what I think they are. So
I think taxes are not supposed to be evil. They just became.
Right.
But yeah, please make your point first and then I'll argue against it.
Because my whole thing is like, I do not like taxes because, bro, it literally feels like I'm getting rolled, bro. For 30% of my bag just goes. Disappears. Never to be seen again.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like the father that didn't come back with milk. Bars. But, anyways.
You have to go there.
Continuing. Every single, like, when I was working, I was just getting, you know, my income essentially taxed. It just felt like, bruh, I could earn this much, but then you're taking this much. And when I see that most of the projects that are being completed, they're not even being completed to that high of a, like, high quality. I don't really see the quality of the money that I'm spending. And when you're taking 40 or like for some people, 40% of your bag, they expect high quality, but that just feels like it's not happening.
Yeah.
That's where the robbery feels. But at the same time, how would certain projects get invested in, essentially? The only way I could see that is the way, I guess, Dubai does it, where there's zero tax, but just prices are ridiculously high. But then people that just know how to live on a minimum wage could literally just not end up being that spendy. Then again, I don't know people that don't go to that country and just don't overspend. Like, people there go there literally to spend. So there's that. But anyway, come on, I'm actually curious of yours, because you said that I wouldn't expect your views, so go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm actually pro taxes, just not the approach that is currently being held. wait, let me just explain what I mean. So ideally, the way taxes should be working is that we as a society have one common goal. For example, taking care of people who got sick, who need hospitalization, for example.
Fair enough.
If we all have this common goal, it just makes sense that we all pool a little bit of money, and through that money that comes all together, the people who actually work in the hospital will get paid so that they themselves can live. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess the nihilists out there that are pretty much each for their own would disagree with you on that one, but that's a different story.
Obviously. Man, the thing is, nobody can actually be a nihilist in today's society. Nobody is at all a nihilist. Like, okay, first of all, the tools that you get, where did you get them from? Did you make them? Yeah, doubtful. The food that you get, some people grow their own crops, fair enough, but can you grow enough to actually sustain yourself? Doubtful.
Nope.
Like, there is no real nihilism nowadays, and I would argue that we as humans are not supposed to be nihilists.
Right.
Because why do we live in society? Why did we come in congregations? And there is in Romanian this saying, which again doesn't come to me. Damn it! I keep having all these sayings that don't come.
Does it always happen for every single video and every single time? You just have short.
Dane, ziua unirii, Dane, ziua unirii.
Okay.
What do we say for ziua unirii?
Hai să dăm mână cu mână cei cu inima.
The point was that together you become strong. As an individual, you're weak. Anybody could really come and do their bidding as long as they're just strong enough, you know? Like, it's rare that as a single individual you can defend yourself. As a community, you come together and you may conquer nature, which is a wild thing to do.
Really? Do you want to meet our Lord and Savior Genghis Khan?
About that, let's not get that. But even him, he was not by himself. He had a whole army behind him. So,
bars. Okay, fair enough. Continue, King.
That's what I'm saying. We all live in a society.
Please laugh. Okay, continue.
For better or for worse, we have to find a way to make it work. And taxes are just one of these ways to redistribute resources in a way that we can achieve our common goals. Recently, I've had this friend of mine
Go on.
who argued to me that elderly people should, if they did not invest their money wisely when they were working, and now they have no money to take care of themselves, they should be just left to die.
I mean,
I'm like,
listen, I feel like that's an extremity. Do you know what I mean? I
It
feel like
is, but I so did not expect that from him.
it's
And
okay. You didn't. I did. I'll keep it 100. I'll keep it 100 with you. So my point is that I actually expected that, but it's a difficult situation. It's not a difficult situation. Because the thing is, everybody says that everybody until it's their mothers, until it's their grandmothers, until it's someone close to them. Until that moment, everybody talks about the individualistic shit. And then when it's them put in that situation, then it's like, where is the help that I'm supposed to get?
Man, the thing is, I just know so many people, so many people who were given a second chance by the government, by people helping them on the street, that this anarchic approach, that, I'm just gonna do everything on my own. Individualistic, anarchy, things like that. This approach is just so fundamentally wrong in my book that whenever I see it, I'm like, how can you even think that? Especially you claiming to be a Christian. I don't know, man.
Hey, be careful, don't dox people. But in any case, so I guess when it comes to taxes are necessary in that case. I think when people get rubbed the wrong way about taxes is when they just go through the roof to the point where it becomes unethical. So, okay.
Can we talk, or at least mention, that moment in time where some politician put as a government expense, which is being made public for everyone to see, the services of a certain lady of the night.
Wait,
and
really?
In the United Kingdom,
Wait, hold on. Tell me who it is, and then I'll bleep it out.
Oh, I'll have to Google it because I forgot. It was an economy teacher when I was in college who told me that. And I was like, no way that really happened. He said, yes, it really did. That was a scandal for the UK.
That's actually mental.
Yeah, I will have to Google it.
That's mental.
Yes, it was.
And speaking of business expenses, not financial advice, but yeah, this just shows the lengths that you can go to with business expenses, I guess, if you're a politician, but that's a different story. Moving on.
He got into some trouble for it, but being a politician, he sorted himself out.
Exactly, so I guess that case not so much. But what I was going to say is...
My only point is that
Stay within the circle, not outside the circle, okay? Stay within the circle, not outside the circle. So, taxes. When they get crazy, that's when the problems arise. Having 30% of your paycheck cut is, in my opinion, crazy and way too high at the lowest threshold. I don't even want to get to the 47% that becomes at the highest threshold. Then again,
listen, chill,
if you make 100K, you know what?
Exactly.
I can somewhat see it, but even then, no. Let me take that back. If you got to the stage where you make 100K, I feel like you should enjoy that level of just financial luxury. I feel like if you got to that stage.
What if it's political robbery?
What do you mean?
As in literally just working in the government against the people's interest for you to get as much money as you can. But the main reason that I'm against the current system is because it simply does not work. So the main threshold that we are against is the 37,000 or whatever, how much it was, I forgot the actual number. The difference between 12,570 and the 50,000.
Yeah.
Buying a house is off the table right now.
Yep.
It is simply unviable, and I don't know, man.
Buying a house is unviable. That's the problem. And actually, how about this? I saw this crazy statistic the other day, and it blew my mind. Apparently, the sum 38,870 or something like that. 70% of the people in the UK do not make that.
Yes.
That blew my mind. To a certain,
I know.
That blew my mind. I was like, wait, 70% of the people in this country live on less than that? Huh?
Yes.
Like that blew me away. But
there's a few ways around it. There's people who are playing the system, and there's people who are literally living with less money than that. And how can they live that? Well, man, if you have a house, then the expenses are not that high.
I guess.
But if you must pay either mortgage or rent,
it's just not happening. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Where I live, you know where I live, Rent's actually not the worst thing I've seen. I'm talking
how
700.
how much would an average person pay around your area?
700 per month. I'm not.
It's not that bad.
I'm not
yeah, it's
bullshitting.
that
Like
bad.
I've seen a room or for like 2 people, 700 a month for 2 people, mind you, not one.
Yeah.
So not that bad. But again,
Though to be
I'm
fair,
aware-
it is 8,400 a year.
Yes, but considering that in your region, do you know what? I feel like if I speak like this, I'm getting close to doxing people. No, actually, no, not really. In your region, it's like 1,300, 1,500, isn't it?
Yeah. Like the minimum is like 1,200 for a decent house. Like if you don't
How
want to
do
live in a
you
chicken coop.
live?
Exactly. Like, man, can I just say that the way the current system is set up is so that both people that are within the household must work, both the parents, and that is so sad for the children because who takes care of them?
That is so true. That is valid.
I don't know.
That is so valid.
I really do not like the current system.
That is true.
The way it
And I
works.
think it needs a reform, specific, maybe some sort of. I mean, listen, we both know, in my opinion, I feel like there should just be like a significant tax cut. And I'm talking significant one, not like the bullshit 2% that my boy Jeremy Cunt got for us. No, I'm talking like from the base tax. So the 20% should go to 12%, in my humble opinion. 20% goes to 12%, and then beyond that, I'd say maybe the 40% that's above 50,000, maybe make that 35-ish, and above
again,
100k, maybe like 40k, 40%, something like that.
Can we just mention how many taxes we're actually paying?
Oh, yeah,
because
sure.
if you are to own a car, there is the road tax, there is the vehicle
And
tax,
this is
there
why I
is
don't
the
have a
MOT,
car.
which is kind of in itself a tax. And I know again, to me, it's unviable, but whatever.
It's so unviable.
There's people who have a car and they love it, and man, best of luck
Bro,
to you.
this is
And
how they
also,
keep you
the cost
plugged
to get a
inside the
driving license.
matrix with a car. No, that was bullshit. I'm sorry.
Can
I
I
just
just
tried
say-
to make it like just.
It was a bit bullshit,
know.
yeah. On top of that, you add the council tax, there is the wage tax, there is the VAT, which is the tax that is put to businesses that they just put it onto the customer. Man, you pay tax upon tax for everything.
Soon we'll pay tax for breathing.
Wait, no, there is a tax for, what is it, the congestion tax and the thing in London. What's it
Ultra low
called?
emission zones. Oh my god, that's
That
another
one.
cancer shit that I want to go over at some point.
Ooh, I love the fact that so many people are rebelling against it because the current taxes are just so high that the average person cannot manage to own the means to get a wage. You know what I mean?
Have you seen? Speaking of the ULS zones, have you seen that people literally take the cameras down? Like they go with the hammers and they take the camera down because they're like, "Fuck this."
Now, can I just say I do not condone violence,
But I appreciate it.
but sometimes people just had enough. You know what I mean? And it's clear that the government is not working for the people anymore. Nobody asked to get taxed more. Nobody asked for more fines if you drive your car in the city. There's just so many things that aren't working, man.
That is so true.
And I don't know.
It's just a refund.
All I'm trying to say is, coming back to the main point. Yes, going back to the main point. Taxes are necessary. There are many things that, and first of all, we can use taxes as a way to. I was completely
There's
wrong
one
on that.
point that I want to address, and this is the one thing that it's always eluded me. How come Dubai makes it work? How do they have zero taxes and yet they have arguably some of the most insane projects that we've ever seen? How does that happen?
Petrol money.
I guess so. Yeah.
Petrol money.
So income,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, man, when you're so rich that you don't know what other cars to buy anymore because you just own them all.
You know what? I've seen this whole story and it blew me away. I remember apparently Lil Wayne, there's this rapper in, I think, the US, if I'm not mistaken. So there's this rapper that went to Dubai to meet with a prince, and the prince gifted him a Lamborghini like it was a pair of shoes. Madness.
Yeah,
Madness.
I know, right?
Anyway,
I know.
I think we beat the horse enough on this one.
Let's not talk about the other things that are happening in any place of the world, whether it be Dubai or not. Let's not talk
Listen,
about those.
we'll get
because-
to the literal slavery that happens in those countries. We'll get to that, but not now. Okay, not now.
Later, and I would say let's be careful about it. Let's be more tactful about it. You know,
Like, comment, subscribe.
to threaten. That's not the right thing. That's not what I'm trying to say. For example, what Facebook did a few times.
Which is?
You might. Just misusing the data that they got from their customers. Ireland and well, the European Union through Ireland fined them quite a few times because of
I
this.
see. Okay.
And you can use it as a threat, like be careful what you're doing, because if you do the wrong thing, you're gonna get taxed this much. Which, to be fair, those taxes are not high enough. Well, they weren't. Now they are getting higher and higher and higher, and I kind of like it. But they used to be like £500,000 or 1 million, euros or
But that's
something
a
like that.
fine. That's not a tax.
For,
There's layers to this. That's a fine. Surely there's
that's true. I guess,
the taxes are literally
there's
just
differences, you're right.
income gets taken away from you, but a fine is a different thing.
Yes.
I'm all for fines when they are not abused. I feel like I need to say that I'm all for fines when they're not abused. But when it comes to like actual just straight up taxes, no, that's just a fine. So as far as I can tell, fine them to oblivion. There is one thing.
You're right. Yeah, that was my wrong.